Here we go. The late night grinding on the old grippers never hurt anybody. Tell you what, if you take a look at this, we used these yesterday, right? We hit them on Saturday, we hit them Saturday off, and they got super, super dirty. So we're gonna go ahead, we're gonna take this water right here, this nylon brush. We'll shine them up. We gotta get after it this week anyways. Always a lot of gripping to do. Gripping's never done. Yeah, it's actually working out pretty well. This gripper has super limited knurling, so the chalk doesn't actually bury so deep in it like a lot of the others. Here we go. But it is super important to get the chalk out of there. We hit it really hard yesterday, actually. Even the springs got chalk on it, so you know that's pretty intense. There we go. Let's clean it up for everybody. So once we do that, once we get it wet, all the chalk's out of there, we take our rag, we take our towel, dry it off. It already looks a lot better, to be honest. Look at that. Now we've got nothing on there. Slightly deformed knurling, sure. Dirty knurling, absolutely not. Go ahead and grab this one too. This one's actually one of our filed grippers. You can tell, usually the handles look like this. But right now, this one doesn't. It's actually got a filed edge there. So we hooked it up to a machine at table and just sanded that clear off. It's super smooth, but it's buried in chalk, just like all these other dirty, dirty grippers in front of us. So we need to, the nylon brush and water, got to peel it all out of there, right? See the difference it's making? A little bit left there, sure. But if you really get after it, you'll find a couple things. It'll start to bubble right at the edge, right where the water starts meeting the knurling. It was an amazing workout yesterday. We had a guest. We actually had a bodybuilder on the stream the other day, last night, when we were doing a hand workout. It was pretty sick. His grip's actually pretty good, all things considered. Knowing he doesn't actually, oh, look at that, see? You see right there, do you see those bubbles? The bubbles were actually, what that actually is, so, like I said, we've just got the water. The water's no big deal. We've got a nylon brush, just a toothbrush. We all have these at home. We get it wet. But on the handle, you see all that knurling? See the chalk? If you go like this, I'll show it in a second, but if you get it wet, boom, look at that. Do you see that? There are some good bubbles popping off. See if we can get that again. Yeah, there it is. The bubbles that you see there, it's actually old chalk that got mashed into the knurling. So when you do a hand gripper, essentially what you're doing is, you got your hand, right? Close, close, close. Testing our hand muscles, and you put it in. Just like that. And while it's in the hand, you go to close it. But what a lot of us do, some of us compete in grip contests, I compete in grip contests. What you usually do is you'll have your hand out flat, you'll have your bar of chalk, and you go like this. You chalk it up, you clap it off, and then you grab your hand gripper, which has good knurling on it. You set it in there with chalk so it doesn't slide. But after you crank out some good ups, right? It's a really easy gripper, but it's not closed until you get there. If you do that enough times, you're eventually going to get this. A hand gripper that's just super red. I mean, you guys see that, right? I mean, it's red, I should say, but super white with all the chalk. So what we're doing tonight, how we do this usually every Sunday, because Saturdays, these are chalk grippers. Hey, these are tonight's riddles. One of them I think is easy. I'm guessing, well, I'll say this. I honestly don't think anybody's going to get the second one, but the first one I think is possible. What goes up, never down. Okay, so like it says, I do think that's an easier one. The second one, it gets wetter the more it dries. I think that's decently advanced. So sometimes before I put my questions up, you know what? This gripper looks good. Let's cut it. Sometimes before I put my riddles up there, I'll text it to a couple buddies. And then I ask them, hey, when you're on the chat tonight, for God's sakes, don't put anything in the comments. But those are the questions. And about half of them, within the first couple seconds, got it. What goes up, never down. But none of my, and I only sent it to 4 people, so that's not like a huge sample size. None of them got the second one at all. And I kid you not. That'll kind of pump me up. But I'll say this. Put it in the comments if you think you know what it is. I do think there's a chance that people get the first one. Maybe some people get the second one. Maybe not. Does anybody happen to know right now? The other thing I'm doing down here, because when we do grip, we crush our hand, right? We close it. We work on our hand muscles, our forearm muscles. The squeezing muscles get worked really hard, but you know what muscles never get touched or almost never get touched? These. These on the hands like this. So I'm using my extensors. I'm evening out. Muscles work in pairs. For example, think about it. The bicep. You squeeze it. You do a curl, a bicep. But what do you do after that? Maybe push-ups. Do something for your triceps, a push down. So the muscles come in pairs, and it's super important that you treat them like that you train them like that. So do this on each set. Interesting. Nobody's tried to make a comment guessing the riddles. Usually by now we get a person or two who's come up with a daily guess. Maybe I made them too hard. Kind of don't think that's the case. Here we go. Let's clean some more grippers. Let's try this one, right? This one's full of chalk. Normally a red hand gripper. I mean, it's still red. It's just gross and covered in all that white chalk. So we get our brush wet. Start working on the handles. You'll see it. It's a big difference by the time we're done. Look at all that foam. You see that? Look at all those bubbles coming up. That's good work we're doing here. We got to get the chalk out of here. We're going to have a crazy gripper workout this week. We're up to the 100 rep challenge. Hey, brother Bryson, how are you, bud? Well, the real question is, obviously I know Eves. Does Eves know me? He's in Canada. He's a hell of an arm wrestler. He's got an insane grip. Hey, if you have a second, listen to this. This is a true story, what I'm going to say. He's qualified for a contest I'm holding. I'm holding the 2026 North American GSI Grip Championship. I rented out the Mall of America. That's right. If you're from, I don't know, most places, maybe you've heard of the Mall of America. And I'm trying to get a hold of him because he's a good dude from what I've heard. And anybody from North America who's qualified can come and compete. He's competed. He does some grip contest. I don't think it's his primary thing. But, dude, I got to ask you, do you know Eves? I'm guessing you do. If you're asking me, you probably have some relationship with him. I've heard he's... No, you don't. Absolutely not. There's no way that's true. Dude, that pumps me up. Are you serious? Bryson? Well, let me ask you this, then. You're from Ottawa. You know Eric then, right? You see all the good work we're doing? There's so much chalk buried in here. And when we get it wet, I can't believe you found the channel, dude. So, yeah, you're a climber. Climbers have sick, and I mean it, crazy grips. Look at all that. We're pulling all the chalk out. I love that. It's actually really relaxing. We had a crazy grip work yesterday. My buddy, the bodybuilder, was on here. Eric is, oh my God, yes. We've got 2 good Canada bros in here. Say hello to each other. Yeah, climbers have crazy grips. So a quick demo or what I think about. So the hand, right, works a couple different ways. You can crush. That's the crushing grip. That's what these grippers are for, right? Look at this. Hey, man, have you been playing with your grippers, Kay? And Bryson, absolutely, man. Get a hold of Eves. Tell him I'm trying to get a hold of him. I've messaged him on Instagram, but I know he gets probably like hundreds of messages. Tell him to come down to the Mall of America. There's good prize money. We're up to $3,000 in prize money. So these are grippers, right? Close them. You can even play Jingle Bells. There's a guy who can use number 3 and plays Jingle Bells. He goes. His name's Carl Meyerskopf, but he's an animal. He uses a hard gripper. So that there's grippers. Now, if you're a climber, a lot of what you do is pinching. You're like this. So my brother's a climber. He did the King Kong. He wanted to do King Kong, but you know what he's really good at? The Iron Mind hub or anything where you have to crush it like this. He's got good thumb strength. Sorry, bros. He's got great hand strength, and he can, I don't know how he does it. You can probably do it too, but he can put his hands in all the little pockets on all the climbing walls. There's a lot of climbers here in Minnesota. Trying to think. I've been talking to a female climber. She's been in the Olympics. She qualified. She's from Minnesota. She might be at the contest. I'm absolutely blanking. Okay, he's asking the right question, and we love good questions. I'll answer that question by holding up and showing a couple grippers. I did grippers yesterday, so I probably shouldn't demonstrate too much, but I tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to demonstrate too much. Bryson, dude, I tell you what, man, we'd love to, if you want to, obviously it's not required. You should sub the channel. We do a lot of grip stuff on here, and my brother, the climber, he makes an appearance like once a month to go over climbing stuff. It's pretty sweet. So our guy's asking what's an impressive gripper. This one's not. This is the Guide by Iron Mind. Yeah, it's a cool gripper because I like all hand grippers. That G means guide. But it's only about, really fast because it's easy. Look at that thumb pad. I bet Bryson's thumb pad is twice mine because he's always working his thumb at the climbing gym, and I honestly mean that. So the guide isn't an impressive one. So then you say, okay, if that's not impressive, what is? Well, we could say, well, let's take a look at this gripper. What's this? Or no, we'll make a jump. This is the next logical jump. We're talking about grippers. The GHP3. Here's a trick. If you want something to focus, put your thumb under it. The GHP3. This one is rated at 66 pounds. So the gripper we just did, and we're answering Bryson's question. He said, what's a good gripper? This one's harder. It's twice hard, but it's not a very hard one either. It has one line on this side and 1, 2, 3, 4 on this side. So you put it in your hand, 66 pounds of pressure, and you go bam, bam, bam. I'll say this. We've had a couple hundred people stop through the stream. I'm guaranteeing that everybody can do the Iron Mind guide. In fact, I know that for a fact. This one, dude, if you're a climber, you can do this. I can promise you that. The GHP, there he is, 3. So this isn't a very impressive one. We'll clean some more grippers in a second, but I want to answer this question. Then we get a nice jump. This is where it starts to get impressive. Now, if you're a grip competitor, let me take off my wedding ring. Don't want to scuff that up. So this is the Iron Mind 1.5. I like to show them before they go. The 1.5. This one is where it starts to get hard. Of the people on the stream now, it looks like there's about 60 of us. I honestly believe about half of us, maybe a little less, can do this. It's 88 pounds of pressure. And what that means is the human hand would have to squeeze worth 88 pounds of pressure to make these two handles touch. I'll do it right now, and then we'll keep jumping up. So if you're new to the gym, new to climbing, new to grip stuff, this is a good one. But if you've been working your forearms a lot, if you've been doing strongman or climbing, I'm telling you this right now, I'm guaranteeing you this, you can close it. I know Bryson can close it. What you usually do is you look for your callus line. John! I like how John jumps in and answers. He's absolutely right. He's absolutely right. If you did that the first try, that'd be hella impressive. See what this is? I want my finger. You can actually see the line on my finger? We lost the callus and we're doing some bleeding on the stream last night. John, thanks for being here, bud. But this is how you do it. Boom, boom, boom. You set it and you go bam. Even though I did grippers yesterday, I can still handle it. Let me try it in my left hand. My left hand hasn't warmed up at all. My left hand's not nearly as good as my right. So I'll do a deeper set. The handles have to touch it. It doesn't count. So 88 pounds, is that impressive? No. Now, what John said to answer Bryson as well is, what's an impressive weight? He says 110. Holy crap, he's right. Let me see what I have here. Oh, So this is kind of a benchmark that a lot of people use. If we're talking about what's a down and dirty quick answer that you can use or give someone, when somebody says what's impressive, anybody, in my opinion, and Ironmind says the same thing, that without gripper training can show up here, take the number 2 in their hand, which we're going to do in 1 second, and shut it. What is shutting? Literally making the 2 handles touch, not getting them close. So look, I'll do it like this. If you get it here, it's not closed. It's still cool you did that. That counts. This doesn't count. Now, without any chalk, be a little hard for me. I did grippers last night. I'm still going to try it. I don't know that many people on this stream could do it. And if you've never trained grippers and you come in and you take this number 2 that's rated 95 pounds, and I mean this when I say it, if you shut this, well, what John is saying is right. He's saying don't even set it. I'll demonstrate it with an easy gripper. Here, let's use this one. This one's only 60 pounds. What John said is a no set. So you don't use your other hand. You just find a way to finagle your small hand on here. Here we're dancing around it, but okay. Once I got my fingers around it, it wasn't so bad. That's called a no set. Some people call it TNS, a table no set. Pick it up and go. Allow me to demonstrate this. Maybe I could get it. You know what? I'll try it in my left hand tonight too. I don't think I'll get it in my left hand tonight. Here's a trick. If I'm not sure about something, I try it in my left hand because my left hand is weaker. And I gauge it. If I shut it here, oh, home run here, right? If I'm close, I'll hammer it here. If I am just out of this world far, if nothing is going on here at all, boys and girls, I don't know what to say. I don't think I'll get it. I'm going to set it. I wish I had some chalk. I didn't know I'd be closing grippers tonight, even though I basically did. I close them every night, it feels like. But let's give it a go. We're still going to show other grippers because there's 1 or 2 up here now that if you can close it, you're a certified badass. And you know what? John's actually pretty good at grippers, if I'm not mistaken. And our guy, Kib Ansaria, he's just gotten back into grippers, so maybe he can do it. So we'll slide it in here. We're going to wrap our fingers around. Yep. That was hard. That's okay. That being the case, let me do a quick one in my right hand because now I'm warming up. I'll attempt these harder ones, but the ones that are impressive, I won't be getting tonight. Maybe last night when we were fresh. There we go. Ironmind number 2, 95, done. Still have to clean it up. A nice jump from a 95, and this will stall out. Let me see if I have the exact one I want. I've got a 118 here. So this isn't impressive. It's still cool. We're showing them harder and harder. This is a number 2. See that? This one is 102 pounds. Yep, it's harder. Still can be done. This one, this is a good one. You start getting to 118, that's the range of an easier 2.5. I don't know if I can get it. I'll try it in a second. Oh, this is a tetting, by the way. So if you look at the bottom, it's blank on this side. This side it says SM Supermaster. I don't think I'll get it. Even with the deep set I'm using, and trust me, I'm using a deep set, we jumped up about 23 pounds of pressure. Oh. Okay, I got it. Not easy. But right here, the Ironmind 3, this is the Cadillac. This is where Ironmind starts allowing you to certify, putting you on the website, giving you a little fame, giving you shots out. If you can do the Ironmind 3, and again, like for sure there are people that can do it. If you can do the Ironmind 3, you have a badass grip. I'd love to know if Eves can do it. Does that kind of answer? What I like is John just hammered it with it a very to the point, and he's right. That would be it. That'd be hell of impressive. But I start paying attention. God, this is so fun. You see all those bubbles? You see that, right? We're getting some serious work done. Last night on the channel, between my brother and I, we did standard gripper closes. We did strap holds, did filed grippers. We really got after it. We didn't work up to anything too hard, mind you. It was high volume night. Hey, John, if you're still with us, what do you close now, by the way? Or Kay, Kay just got back into grippers. What are you closing now? Have you tried them again since you got back into them? I know you tried them once. Just wondering if you hit it 2 days. Bryson, brother, keep the good questions coming. But let me throw one at you if you're cool with it. Now that I know we've got a climber on here. And climbers are pretty badass. Hey, did anybody see that thing on Netflix the other day? Alex Honnold? He climbed a building, I guess, in like Dubai. No, not Dubai. God, where was it? He climbed it with no ropes, no harness. Tell me somebody saw that. Holy crap. You can do the low 150s? That's the strongest grip we have on the channel right now. I know there's nobody in here right now. There's nobody in here that can shut that. Like, I'm pretty good at grippers. The last time I used some settings, with a deep set, I got the low 140s. Low 150s, that 10 pounds that he's talking about, that's freaking night and day. Hey, let me point this out too. We haven't had a single person, and it's cool if you don't want to. Does anybody know those riddles? We put riddles up sometimes. I've done a couple times. So the first one is an easy one. I think everybody here can get that if they think about it. It says, what goes up? Never down. That's easy. If you think you know it, type the answer in the chat. The second one, and I pre-screened these with some buddies, and look, the buddies I have are hardcore strongman guys, for what it's worth. But the second one, here, let me dip this so it focuses. Advanced, it gets wetter the more it dries. I think that one's tough. I don't know that anybody will actually get that one. If you think, Kane Jass, I am pumped up that you're here. Holy crap. Yeah, that's the right answer. So I'm being serious. I thought that was super challenging. That I eventually got it. It took me like 10 minutes thinking about it. I did some Google searching, to figure it out. How did you know that one? Will someone please tell me, how do you guys know that? Are you guys Googling it, or did you just literally figure that out? Because if you got that, I have 3 other ones I could tell you. I thought that was the hardest one, though. Holy crap, you got that too? 2 people knew it was a dish rag or a towel? Oh, you heard it before. Okay. Do you mind if I ask you one just right now then? It's not on the board. Could I just ask you like a live one? Is that cool? By the way, look at this gripper, how clean it's getting. God dang, I like that. Bazooka bubblegum wrapper. Wait, is that right? Oh my God, I haven't had bazooka gum in forever. I didn't know they had riddles on there. Yes, man, let's go. So again, I'm not saying that the ones I'm going to ask you are necessarily any harder. Oh my God, what's that? Forwards, I'm a heavy. Backwards, I'm not. What am I? Yeah, with the little comic books. Dude, you're right. I remember comic books. Hang on. Leon asked this one, and I honestly don't know that. Do they still sell bazooka bubblegum? Do they still sell that? Hang on a second. Forwards, I am heavy. Backwards, I am light. So it's something that goes back and forth. Trains go forward. I'm heavy. Backwards, I'm light. Okay, it can't be a train. That doesn't make any sense. What about time? Help me out. Does anybody know that one he asked? That one was fantastic. Forwards and heavy back. And it's not time either? Okay. Hey, can somebody chime in here who's smarter than me? We've had about 700 people stop by. I know that a lot of you are smarter than me. We got to nail this one. Bazooka bubblegum. I'm going to figure out, I'll figure out where I'm going to find that one. Well, what else goes forward? The sun sets, the sun rises. I don't think that's what he's talking about. Here, let's do a quick reveal on this. It'll give me time to stall and think. So look at this gripper. Dude, don't tell us the answer yet, because I really want to get it. But please, could somebody answer if they know his riddle? What he's asking is, when I'm forward, when I'm forward, I'm heavy. When I'm backwards, I'm light. God, this looks good. My electric grip tester. I meet Cannon Powerworks. If you know who Cannon Powerworks is, Matt Cannon. I meet him Tuesday morning, and I get my dynamometer. And I honestly, I mean this, I could not be more excited to try that. And the fact that you got 140 is badass. What's the difference between a hippo and a zippo? A letter? The letter Z? Holy crap. Holy crap. Is he right? Is Bluebird right? Is Bluebird Robin right? By the way, I'm a hardcore birder. The fact that your name is Bluebird Robin, that's way better than my name, Bald Meets World. I'm just bald. Yep. Towel. I don't know how you knew that. So I texted my buddies these riddles before, and they were hard. One's real heavy, and the other's a little lighter. Oh, man. I like that one. That's a really cool one. Thanks for saying that one. Forwards, I'm heavy, but backwards, I'm not. Is it a delivery truck? Somebody guessed a delivery truck. Bluebird, that's so sweet, dude. That's freaking smart. I think he's right. I think it's a delivery truck. Forwards, he's heavy, and backwards, he's not. Because at that point, he's probably gotten rid of his load. Oh, that's not it? Well, what the heck is it then? A ton. Oh, whoa. Yes, that has to be right. God dang, that guy's smart. He got the other riddles too. Hey, man, I'm putting up 2 riddles tomorrow. If you're free, if you're not bored, hop on tomorrow because I'll choose harder ones, but it might not matter. You've gotten them all. Well, actually, nobody's got number 1 yet. Nobody's got the first riddle yet, and that's fine. Loane Tobia, thank you so much. I hope you stick around. I hope you follow the channel. That was really, really hard. I could have been here all night. I never would have got it. So a couple people, yeah, that is a fun one. I've never heard that one. A couple people got the second one. So is the first one harder up there? What goes up, never down? Can anybody get that one? God, that blows my mind. I'm trying to figure out 6, Larray Rao. Yeah, he's absolutely crushing. So I'm going to try that harder gripper that I was talking about a second ago, just to see if we can get it. But yeah, these riddles are fun. And our guy Bryson from Canada who's on here. So you said you did a dynamometer, and you got 140. That's a very good measurement. That's a very good measurement, my friend. You should be proud of that. Mariusz. Are you Polish, Mariusz? I know a couple Polish people. I'm 1/8 Polak. And one of his names is, Marino. Sorry, I got your name wrong. Yeah, it's age, right? So your age will never go up, or it always goes up, never goes down. I suppose even if you die, right, it doesn't go down, just unfortunately you're gone. So look at this. Somebody on the stream earlier, African, no way. So we had a guy from Zimbabwe on 2 days ago, no, yesterday. And then we had someone from South Africa that was on last week. Are you from either of those? I'll try this one now. This is 126. Our guy John on here could probably close this very easy. I trained grip yesterday. I'm not shocked. I'd say there's a 50% chance I can get this. Yeah, age. Loane, yeah, you guys are really good. South African. So you know about the Rhodesian Ridgeback, right? You know about the Rhodesian Ridgeback? God dang it. There are too many smart people in here. Hey, listen to what our guy said. Trident loop. These are from Canada. So I found all these grippers all over the place. These come from Florida online. I bought this one. This is a very rare number 3. It's blank. It was 97 and 98 vintage. It has the old uneven stamping, and its rating's 131. Right? So yeah, I had Canon PowerWorks rate them. Let's see if I actually can get this one. Our new buddy Bryson was asking what a good gripper close was, an impressive one. 126 is a pretty hard one. This is a GHP actually. GHP 6, which is pretty hard. And it's a first generation. Actually, my buddy Wade, I know Wade Gillingham pretty well. He made these, doesn't make them anymore. Yep, hey, yeah, you're exactly right, brother. So it takes 126 pounds of pressure to touch these 2 hands together. Everybody on here is smart. Yeah, it's a towel. So I honestly thought I thought the second one was really hard. I didn't think the first one was. But yeah, Canon PowerWorks, I'm so glad you're here, Trident Loop, man. We do a lot of grip stuff on here. Let me see if I can close this now in front of the camera. Even though we trained grip yesterday, I think there's a decent chance I can get it. It's not guaranteed. Yeah, towel, guys. Tonight's riddles just aren't that hurt. Do I know him? Yeah, he's a good friend of mine. I see him Tuesday morning. I'm going to pick up some new toys. I pronounce dynamometer. I always say it wrong. I'll give him some grippers to rate. He's done my contest, so he's going to help staff. Let me try this first. I have a lot more to say about Kent. Oh, you know Matt too? How many people on here know Matt? That's crazy. Yeah, I'm hanging out with him Tuesday morning. We always meet at a coffee shop, but our coffee shop closed, so we have to find a new place. Whoops, wrong hand. So on a GHP, the single line, this handle is slightly thicker. It belongs in your palm. These 1, 2, 3, 4. You see those 4 lines? Those where your fingers go on the opposite one. I wish I had chalk. I think I have a shot of closing it with chalk. Without it, in the naked hand, I doubt it. But maybe. I'll set it really deep. So one thing happened. We tore a little skin off. The skin's getting peeled backwards. That's fine. Why is that? Because these grippers, the GHP, have sharp knurling. I'd say it's slightly lighter than the standard power. So Matt Cannon has the standard grippers. They're named after different metals. Tungsten is one, for example. Platinum is another. I think he has one called unobtainium. But these are pretty sharp too. So I'll clean that in a second. So I think it's great that you know Matt. Matt's a great dude. What is 4 legs but can't walk? I know that one, Marius. Marinus. That's a table, at least I'm pretty sure. And a normal grip strength, according to Iron Mind, someone with a normal grip can close this gripper right at 66 pounds. This is equivalent. It's very similar, almost the exact similar. Although again, a rare collector gripper. This is a GHP. It's a level 3 GHP, first generation, but from the very limited run where they colored some of the handles. Heimbach. Yep, a towel. Holy crap. How are you guys so smart? So I sent these 2 riddles. I put riddles on here sometimes. I sent these 2 riddles to some of my buddies just to pre-screen them. About half of them got the top one. No one got the bottom one. So, yeah. Normal hand strength from a guy that doesn't train weights, doesn't climb, doesn't do anything. Would be able to get this, but it'd be a bit of a struggle maybe. I first got certified on the Iron Mind number 3, under the old rules, mind you, the old rules. Back in 2004, Wade Gillingham was my witness, back when you needed a witness. Now, if you want to say what's a good grip, if I come across people who have limited gym training, but go to the gym yet, right, and are pretty athletic, I expect them to close an 88. And this 88 is very odd because it's got stupid sharp knurling. We used it for a lot of reps in our left hand yesterday. If you do grippers too often, your skin will start to come off. And then people will say, oh no. And I'll say, that's a small price to pay for having strong hands. So let's do this. This 95 is a number 2. It's kind of rare. Hey, Heimbach. That's cool you're here. Where are you from? That looks to be a flag. Is that obviously I don't really know. Is that like a Danish or is that a European flag? I'm loving that. It pumps me up that some of you guys know these. And Marinus, do you by chance know the Bull Terrier dog? Yeah, I mean, I've known people who have that. Bluebird is back. Are you a birder as well? I'm an avid birder. When I was living in the Dominican, it was like heaven because along their beaches, they had a lot of shorebirds that we didn't have. Well, I tell you what, with the amount of people that have been talking grippers, I'm guessing a lot of you actually train your grip, like a lot. Oh, that's the English flag? I know the Welsh flag because I've visited a couple times. My friends live there. It was super awesome. God, there's some freaking scholarly people on this channel tonight. Hey, if anybody has more riddles, throw them at me. But I'll tell you what. Tomorrow we go live. Our usual time is around 8:30. That's when we hit it tonight. I'll have two harder ones than that. I had a couple riddles that I thought were too hard, so I didn't put them on there. I'll bring those. I'll throw another one out to think on, even though based on the intelligence people are demonstrating, I'm going to say these are easy. So, how am I going to use them tomorrow? No, I'll do this one. What uses 4 legs, then 2 legs, then 3 legs? I'll say it again. What uses 4 legs, then 2 legs, then 3 legs? Sorry for the delay. I just love this part. Hit the spring and then you show it. How do so many people know Cannon Power works? Do you guys train grippers? Hey, if you hit grippers, or if you train grip in general, just grip in general, put a 1 in the comments. I'm beginning to think we've got some pretty strong forearms here. We've got a hell of a question, a riddle coming in. What do you call a fly without wings? I know I've not heard this one before. A fly without wings. Well, like, this is dumb and not right. An ant? Is it an ant? A bug? A walk? A circus is a cunning array of stunts. Okay, yeah, probably is. I've been to the circus. That seems like an accurate description. I love circuses. We did circus dumbbell on the channel the other day. A walk. If you're trying to answer the riddle, that's not the answer. A bug. Ground. Are any of these answers right? I didn't know there were so many people that were good at riddle. Hillbilly Ross. Oh, grounded. Is Hillbilly right? That one actually makes a lot of sense to me. If you say a fly without wings, grounded, I like that. Because even if it's not the right answer to the riddle, it's super hilarious and ingenious. I feel dumb. I feel like I have to read it. So hang on, I want to show you one thing. You see all that chalk on that gripper? See those bubbles? The bubbles. So chalk is magnesium carbonate, and the water, when you go like this, causes it to come out. We're trying to get the chalk out of the knurling. I'm going to do 1 or 2 more squeezes on a couple grippers. Yeah, man. Marinos, god dang, I hope you hang around and sub the channel, man. These are fantastic riddles. In the future, when my riddles are too easy, you can fill in the downtime like a mod. All right. We've had a couple people ask what is a decent grip. And I actually, oh, you already are. Thanks, brother. Well, you're super smart. I'm glad you're here. So what is normal grip? I'll show you another one. This one is the trainer, the Iron Mind trainer. You know it because it has a T stamped on the bottom, right? Trainer makes sense. This one rates in, this is a pretty average strength for a trainer, 53. And again, the way you work a hand gripper, in case some people don't know, the way I do it is, I have my calluses here. For my optimal leverage, most of us find that you want the handle right below those. And most of us use our thumb to hold it here. Not everybody. This is just one training methodology or modality. You curl this one around till your fingers get around it. And then you can start to do reps. 1. Now what you can't see is the back of my forearm here and the front. Now you can see it a little bit. Veins start to come a little bit. As you crush it together, you're working your crushing grip. What is crushing grip? Trident loop. How do you know Matt? I guess I forgot to ask. I'm super curious how you know Matt. And the way you can tell if you're strong is you work your way up a ladder. So I've got 150 grippers. I sold a couple, so I guess I'm a little under. And this one, that's the 53. If you were here training with me, and I'm St. Paul, Minnesota, gang. Anybody is welcome here all the time. I'd say, all right, you close that. Let's bump you up. And then I'd show you maybe this one. We'd say, can you handle the 60? Because I have so many various strengths, you can keep going. So You guys have been great. You've answered a lot of these riddles. I had thrown a riddle out there. I'll say it again. I think our guy, Marinos, was kind of onto something. But the riddle, which I won't use tomorrow, is what first uses 3 legs, then 2 legs, then later it uses 1 leg? What uses 3 legs, then 2 legs, later 1 leg? That's the riddle that I'm asking. No, I'm not going to use it tomorrow. I have some new material. God dang it. He's right. NVS, NVST, VSI. He's right. A man. Yep. That was when I was told a long time ago. I couldn't get it. But once I was told it, it blew my mind that I didn't get it. I'm like, that's ingenious. Because when you're little, you crawl. As if it needs explaining, right? You're little, you crawl. And then you learn to walk, so you're on 2. And as we get older, we age. We need a cane representing the old age. We've had a couple people get those. You see those in the background? Can you read that? So the one that was supposed to be easy tonight, less people have gotten my opinion. It says, you can see it up there, right? What goes up, never down. One person, then a second person answered it. So maybe not a lot of people know that one, to be honest. The advanced one, although I may have been wrong, could answer by saying, the man, by the way, you're right, says, it gets wetter the more it dries. That's the one that people were just knocking out of the park, like crushing. So I don't want to repeat those. I know how streams work. People jump in and out. You get a core group of people that sticks through most of it. But yeah, if people know the answer to that, I'm super curious. I'm cleaning one of my favorite grippers. It's a Supermaster. It's from Warren Tedding, the Beef Builder series. Hey man, we'll take it. We need a lot of that love and positive energy in Minnesota right now. Take this. Everyone has it, but no one can lose it. What the hell can that be? What does everybody has and no one can lose? Yeah, the top one's age. Good job. I promise to have harder ones tomorrow. I'm a little stuck by the riddle that was just proposed to us, if I'm being honest. How does Bluebird know all these? I mean, that seems like it could be right. It's not my riddle. Here, let's do this. So when I'm cleaning this gripper, the colored ones are so fun because you can do a nice tight line. Sometimes, if you get calluses stuck, the skin stuck, if you get blood and things like that, oh my God, a shadow. Yeah, man, I love that. Look at this, though. As you clean it, the friction with the regular water and the chalk, it becomes bubbler, like a bubble. So you got to keep brushing out. Hey, you got keep tossing them out here. I haven't known anybody's riddle yet. I've had 0 answers where people knew mine right away. But, so, you're a smart guy too. We need more smart people on the channels. Obviously, I'm not holding it down. This would be considered a captain of crush, and you know it a couple ways. 1, it says on the handle of the band, Captains of Crush. And on the bottom, COC, Captain of Crush, a trainer. Now, they're all a little different. This would also be considered a captain of crush. It's before their super branding, and they knew kind of what they were doing. So this one doesn't have a stamp. This one just has the number 3 on it, which is still cool. So it was a late 90s, probably 97 to early 99. And that's before they put the lettering on the banding. After this stage, what they did was, here we go, they put a stamp here and a stamp on this handle, but they wouldn't have the lettering. So yeah, most of these are the GHP series. This is a level 6. It's a first generation because, you know, they have matching handles. And I call them the Christmas color collection because they came in green and red for a very brief time. Oh, we've got some point counterpoint in the chat. Love when this happens. And it is super interesting. You do kind of lose your shadow at night. I like that. My God. Duck Ricky, are you being serious right now? You actually know about these? I talk about these things on the channel twice a week. The day I clean them during the week and the day I use them. And very few people, I shouldn't say very few, but so what you're demonstrating is more than just basic knowledge, because some people will say, oh, a hand gripper. And I'm like, hey, good job. That's a hand gripper. A lot of people don't know that. And then like our last guy, he's pretty smart. He said, not only hand grippers, like, are those the iron mind? Well, holy crap. That's like the next level of knowledge. So you own these? What did you end up working up to on these? I'm curious. I just read Peter's message. Yeah, why is there so coke? You know what? I don't know anything about cocaine. Well, I used to run sober houses here in Minnesota, so I learned a little bit. But if you get cocaine wet, does it do this? It might. I don't know. That's a subworthy comment, my friend. Love that. God dang it, I like when people pull tricks on me. Oh my God, collegiate wrestlers are pretty intimidating people. Why do I say that? Well, they almost all, I'll say why I think wrestlers are intimidating using 3 or 4 things I think about them, and I'll try to do it in the order of importance. South Minneapolis. How do you know that? I was born extremely close to South Minneapolis. About 2 miles away from there. Sorry, I just kind of lost my train of thought. How did you know that? Wrestlers. The first reason why I think wrestlers are scary, they have crazy discipline. Crazy discipline will get you very far in life. Number 2, their endurance is nuts. They have crazy endurance. They train so hard. And I knew a couple wrestlers. They weren't college wrestlers, but they just never got tired. And if they did, because I know they got tired sometimes, they never showed it. I think another thing that's scary about them is most of them are extremely explosive and quick. And I'd be more intimidated by someone who's extremely explosive than I would someone who's really strong. To my next point, a lot of them are really strong. So you've got someone who's nothing like weight. Yes, well, that's what I'm getting. That's my point, right? That's exactly right. So you've got someone who's not afraid of something, who's extremely explosive, extremely strong, who knows dedication and who doesn't quit. Yeah, now you have to fight them, basically. My brother went to Cretin-Derham Hall. It's a school here in St. Paul. Holy F. Berserk Wog, which strength are you using right now? I still would like to know how Ghost Rain knew I was from that South Minneapolis. And if you're looking in my window right now, wave to me. So as far as wrist strength, something I really like, I don't know if a lot of people do this, I like just the basic wrist curls. I like taking a thick-handled dumbbell, loading on weight. We do that sometimes. Oh, here's purple. That's no problem. Then I just go like this, and I go like that until I really can't squeeze it anymore. Oftentimes, though, what I find is the burn is so strong, the lactic acid builds up so much that before I can get to fatigue, I just set it down. Now, it's been working. So you guys have a high level. I'm going to toss out a couple of things because it seems like you guys, we used to train the wrestlers. Yeah, well, that's smart. Everybody should hang out with wrestlers all the time. And here's something I can't I can't attest to this. And 3 Little Springs. Oh, you have one of those? Those are cool. You guys hear what Berserk Wog's saying? Yeah, man, he's talking about a really cool grip implement. Yeah, no, you're right. Hey, don't you agree? Hey, can I ask you something? I'll talk about grippers and things like that, and people say, oh, don't do them. They're bad for your wrist. They don't help you. And I say, if you're using them the right way, so here, this is just the guide from Iron Mind. I'll give a few examples. But if you're using it like this, a couple times a week, higher reps, nice full range of motion, nothing too tricky, it's forcing blood into your muscles. It's forcing blood through your joints. It's forcing your waiting for the live to end. That's that's fantastic. God dang it. We've had a couple people make some nice, funny slash smart-ass comments, and I couldn't get enough of it. I love it. And you're forcing the tendons and ligaments to get action. That's what prevents problems in the hands and the muscle groups. Using them. Don't people understand? Most people here probably do. When you're like doing weight-loaded squats, running, and things like that, that builds bone density. So there's a little bit of ignorance around these. There's lots of ways to train grip, though, to be honest. Yeah, man. Hey, Marinos, we appreciate your riddles. And you knew the answers to so many. That was badass, man. Thanks for being here, guy. That was super sweet. We'll catch you on one of the next ones. So another thing I like doing for my wrists, I'm trying to think of wrist things. I don't know if anybody knows what this is. Maybe people know what levering is. I have a special adjustable lever. You put it in your hand like this, you stack the weights, and you just go like this. Supination, pronation. You can go really light. All right, brother. Well, we'll see you, man. Very cool. I just broke that head adjustable. God dang, you know stuff. Hey, it's you. Good to see you. Good to have you back. I swear you've been on here before. But if you go like this, right, and you do your levering, so here's what I've been told by people who have wrist problems. They like these. The problem with wrist curls, if you have wrist problems, is look at the movement in the wrist. It's not locked. You're causing the small bones in here, right? The gliding joint to click, 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 click. And if you have a bad wrist, that could be a problem. However, from the people that have bad wrists, what they've told me when they try this, you hold it like this, and you just go like that, because it's locked, you're not breaking it this way, you're not breaking it side to side, you're not causing any movements within the small joint itself, the gliding joint. They're like, no, I can do this all day. And they have found they can still build a nice mountain of muscle here. So, yeah, man, maybe try levering. So I lever on the channel sometimes. There'll be some levering coming up, but my point is, check into that. It's a great way. Keeping your hands healthy is smart. If people don't have big biceps, okay, maybe big biceps are cool. If you don't have strong calves, it's not the end of the world, but you're going to be using your hands every day for the rest of your life. So build them up and take care of them. If you start to get hand pain and you don't figure out how to get rid of it, you're just going to have that forever. Dude, that sucks. So here's a red one. Much love from Little Earth Project. East Phillips in the house. Oh, you're East Phillips? Nice, man. Yeah, respect to that. I spent a fair amount of my time east side St. Paul. The east side of Phelan. I don't know if you know where that is. I know the Little Earth Project, though, in that area. I used to do work over there. Put myself through college. I did some painting and maintenance, and a lot of the properties we worked on were there. I got to get all the chalk out of my hand grippers. Every Saturday I train these. I've actually been making some pretty good gains with my hand grippers, which I like, but I'll toss this out there. I'm actually hosting next year at the Mall of America, so I'm pretty big into grip. We see a lot of that on the channel anyways, grip and strongman training. This probably won't help you. Out there, it's frozen. It's super cold in Minnesota. Ghost could tell you that, Ghost Rain, because he's from Minnesota like I am. So we haven't been training outside very much. So we're talking a little bit more grip than usual. But we rented out the Mall of America for the North American Championships, June 14th. Dude, if people are able to, I think you should come check it out. There's going to be some absolute freaks there. One of the events is the Max Gripper Close. But we're contesting the grippers a little different than what most people think of. Let me set this down and demo it. When most people think about closing grippers, they think like this. Like, okay, here's a hand gripper. I get it in my hand. I just go like this. Watch. Okay, I'll do my set of 10. Or like my dad used to do with some really crappy ones from probably Target. He just like, it was really easy. You could do like 50 in a row. Even this easy one from Iron Mind, the guide, you're going to feel it after 50. But in the grip contest we're hosting, there's 8 events. One of the events is Max Gripper. Who can close the hardest gripper? But there's a catch. Because people have different hand size, in general in grip contests, you're allowed to use your other hand to bring it in and get your hand around it, then close. For example, I have average size hands. I don't quite have this pinky on there. Wouldn't it be nice if I'm going against the big guy to at least be able to put my hand on there? What if you have smaller hands? So what they generally say is this, and note that this is 18 millimeters, the width of an Iron Mind handle. what we're going to do, we have pieces of metal that are 20 millimeters wide. So people can set it wherever they want in their hand. But before they go to close it, they have to show the judge that something 20 millimeters, a set block, passes through. You don't have to pinch it like this. I just think it looks cool. But they'll have to say, all right, so if you open it to here, this didn't pass through and close it, the judge is going to say, absolutely not. You have to pass it through. And there's a guy or two coming. This is a true comment. There's a guy or two coming that can do a number 4. And god dang, I hope I'm there. I've never witnessed somebody close the number 4, but if there's a guy that goes, passes it through and goes, bam, or even goes like this, really, really, really slow and gets it, I'm going to clap until my arms fall off. So that's one of the events. I mean it when I say that. Gang, if you're on here, at least some of you probably think grip is interesting. Come on down. Love to have you. Meanwhile, getting back to it's so good to have you. Getting back to the board there. So apparently, God, everybody knows everything tonight. Drew Carlson. How does everybody know everything tonight? Usually, we always have a good chat on the channel, which I appreciate, but people are usually like, so, what are those? Hey, that's metal. Is that a spring at the top? Well, it is metal. That is a spring. Yeah, these are the Iron Mind trainers. They train your grip. They're super awesome. I love the crap out of them. I got my first pair. I have an answer for you. Let me just say one thing. In Norfolk Way, that's actually Folken Way. That's my grandpa would like that. He's Norwegian. And once somebody got him, my brother got my grandpa from Norway a shirt that said Norway Jose, and he lost his S. He'd love your name too. Yes! Yes! Nailed it. Thanks, man. Dude, Kay, you're doing them right now? Let me know what you get. Our buddy Kay, he's been hanging with us a lot, and after watching us do some grippers, he got back after his grippers again. He bought them, God dang it. He bought them when we were 19. I'm 43 now. I still have some of mine. So, if you're asking for quick grip gains, I'll say this, 35 now. Sweet, dude. You still got yours at a good time. Let me grab an easy gripper. I'll show you what I think. Let's say you didn't have a lot of time or you didn't have a lot of grippers to train with, but you wanted to get better at grippers quicker. Here's a couple things. Hair grease, there you are. Thanks, nice to have you, bud. Norwegian and Swedish, so was he. I'm a mixed. They might as well not even have borders in European. I'm like 9 different things. Nobody cared about anything, I guess. I would say this, if you want to get better at grippers and you had a month and you had I have 150 grippers. Let's say you have anywhere between 3 and 7. This is what you should do. This will get you the quickest gains to them. Always warm up first. So take a really easy gripper. This isn't part of the rep scheme, mind you. This is not part of the rep scheme. But warm up, do a couple sets, 10 or 12 on each hand. Wait a couple minutes. If you've got chalk, great. In between sets, this is smart and underrated. Most people don't do this. Do stretch your hands. 1, it's going to help you from cramping. 1, it's going to help you from tearing or getting injured. And 2, by getting them through a better, stronger range of motion, stretching them through that range, please listen to when I say this. I'll try to explain the best I can. By truly showing your full range and starting the grippers through that full range, you're strengthening it very early in the close, and that will eventually, once you've gotten better at the beginning of that, always chalk with them, I love it. That initial strength that you now have in this range of motion that maybe you didn't stretch to before, you'll be accelerating to your old range of motion was here. Now you've stretched fingers, they can go here. So when you go to close the gripper, you're already moving, getting to where you used to start. That acceleration will help get you there. All right, so now we're warmed up. And let's say that this gripper, which is 66 pounds of strength, let's say that this 250 pounds, dang, dude, that's a good gripper, Karth. Find a gripper that you can get, and again, I'm speaking a little general, but try to find a gripper that you can get between 4 and 7, 5 and 8 reps. What you want to be able to do is get full closes. So you want to do 3 sets. This is what I'm telling you, where the gripper is definitely past parallel, and it's 1. And when it's closed, 1 second, crush it as hard as you can. What I'm doing is, when I'm getting the gripper and it's shut, that noise I'm making that some of you might find annoying, but I don't. So rep number 1, once they've touched, do a full second, just you're losing your mind. They're already touching those handles. We know that. But in your mind, they're not touching it. They're not touching it. You're trying to push those handles through each other. Sorry, we're back to the gripper. So you got the gripper. Do 3 sets like that, whether you're getting between 4 and 8 reps. 1. You've done your 8. If you got 8. If you only got 4, that's fine. Take a breath. Take a breath. Take a breath. Then that's the first part of the workout. Do this twice a week, please. Do this for 4 weeks. I know for a fact your grippers will go up. But the next part of the program, and I'll say this first, if you don't like what I say here, don't do it. When I talk about negatives, some people think injury, and I suppose you could get injured doing these. You could get injured doing anything like that. These springs are strong. I'm telling you what's worked for me and how to get the results, a serious result in a short amount of time. I don't think you can do this program back to back to back, but for 1 month you can. So then I'm going to grab a harder gripper. Let's pretend, and it's not hard. Well, it's, different things are hard for different people. Let's say that I've already done my 3 sets, each hand, 4 to 8 reps. And again, at the close of each rep, take a second, just over squeeze it. Then, after a 5-6 minute rest, because you want your hands to recuperate a little bit, in between those other sets, 3 to 4 minutes is fine. 5 to 6 is better after. We're going to do what I call negatives. There's a couple ways to do them. I'll demonstrate with an easy gripper first. First, the idea behind the negative, yeah, man, you get it, Karath, Mador, you get it, is to take a gripper that you currently cannot shut. Maybe it's a gripper you're close to shutting. Maybe it's not. Maybe it's one you can only get to here. You could be here all day long, and it's a ways to get here yet. But let's say you can get here with it. Here's the negative, and I'll say why it's helpful. You get it in there. Use your other hand. Use the table in front of you. I still think the best way to close a negative is to get it and shove it on your leg shut. But once you have it shut, it's a harder gripper than you can close. When you let go, I know that it's going to pop open. But you fight this. My God, you fight it like your life depends on it. Probably never will, but just in case. You hold it for 10 seconds. Now, partway through that 10 seconds, depending on how strong the gripper is, it might even get to here. But after 10 seconds, that's 1 rep. You're going to switch hands. Stop putting my rings on. It's stuck on there now. Got too much blood flow, right? So then you go this hand. And all we're trying to do with the negative is work on our central nervous system. By putting a gripper in your hand and shutting it, you're putting something that's stronger than what you can potentially do now in your hand, and you're going to fight with it for 10 seconds. Let that spring, and if it's stronger than you can close, you don't have a choice. It's going to open your hand. So when I say let it fight you, ha, 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 good luck stopping it. Push, push, push open. When I explain that, and I'm going to go over sets and reps one more time so people get it. Think of it like this, please. A lot of people are familiar with the bench press, right? So what you see a lot of people do is kind of a slightly advanced training technique is if they want to bench 200 pounds, but they're stuck at 185, eventually what they will do is they'll say, all right, training partner, we're going to put 200 on here. I'm going to fight it down as long as I can. Don't do it as long as you can on the bench press. It's not necessary. 3 seconds is plenty on the negative. 1, 2, 3. Then you explode up, and your training partner helps lift the weight up your chest. That would be 1 rep. It's teaching your body what that weight feels like before you can actually handle it. So that as you get closer and closer to being able to handle, in this case 200 pounds, right? In this case 200, your body says, oh, I know what that feels like. That isn't actually that bad. Boom. And if you don't buy that central nervous stuff, fine. Let's think of it like this. What is weight training? It's breaking down your muscle tissue, putting small tears in the fibers so that they can strengthen, and then they're that much thicker, that much bigger, right? And then they're stronger. Then think of it like that. Hey, Karith. So using a heavier weight, or in this case, a heavier hand gripper, is just going to put a little bit more of those micro tears in there so that the rebuilding can happen. Basic 4-week program. Number 1, always warm up. We're going to do this 2 times a week. We're going to do a hand gripper that we can only get 4 to 8 reps with. Hey, if you have limited hand grippers and the one you have you get 9 with, 10, that's fine. But what we're going to focus on, we're going to go like this. That's 1 rep. let it out. Touch it and hold it. Hold it's the wrong word. Keep squeezing. Pretend that there's a dime in there and you don't want that dime to slip. Do your 4 to 8 reps like that. Then you take that nice 5-6 minute break. We're stretching our fingers to get the blood out. We're stretching our fingers so that they can go into new ranges of motion and we can strengthen those ranges of motion. When you get stronger, again, if it's like bench pressing, right? If you stretch a lot and eventually you push your arms back behind your chest with dumbbells, that's what the dumbbell press is for, and you develop strength there, when you go to the bar can't go as deep as dumbbells. You start accelerating to where where the bar starts. You're just a stronger guy. Great, so now we stretched, we took our 5-minute breaks. Now we're gonna do negatives. We're gonna take that harder gripper, which we can't physically close yet. It might be your goal gripper, but you're a couple, 2-3 RGC away, might be a much harder gripper. You're gonna get it in your hand and force it closed. And because it's a hard gripper you can't close yet, it's gonna immediately try to open. Who cares? Try not to let it get past parallel. If it does, no problem. But you're gonna do that for 10 seconds. Count it out loud. Something about doing out loud makes the 10 seconds more real. In your head, you can go like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10. When you're counting out loud, you're not going to go 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, or use a timer. If you do what I said twice a week for 4 weeks, if there was a gripper that was just a little too hard, it's just not now. It's just that this is a harder way to do it. People don't like shutting a gripper and holding it. People don't like negatives. If anything I said sounds scary, you're worried about injury, don't do it. But yeah, man, Norfolk, that's sweet. Thanks, man. Oh, holy crap. You even told me what grippers you have. You have a trainer, a 1 and a 1.5. I'll do that rep scheme for a couple months. Look, man, if you don't follow the channel, no problem. If you do, I'd say this. Thanks, man. I appreciate that. In the video section, you don't have to watch them. They can be long videos. But I did a 7-week program. I talk about the reps and schemes that I use on it. It shows each week. I started out barely being able to close a 2.5 that was rated at 126 with a set block. So a set block is merely a piece of steel. Cannon Powerworks sells these. GHP, a lot of people sell them. It's where you put a gripper in your hand and you have like a little block, a square piece of metal you pass through to demonstrate it comes open a certain width. I did all my training with that for 7 weeks. And at the end of it, I was able to get almost, not quite, but almost my hardest 2.5. So a pretty obvious gain in each hand. I'm just saying, if you need more ideas, under the video section, I have week 1, week 7, blah, blah, blah. Let me polish a couple more grippers here. I appreciate people saying that was a good explanation. Do the best I can. I will say this. I like talking shop all the time. I honestly, I appreciate the lurkers. I appreciate people being here. The people who gave likes, great. If you sub, great. But the people that clearly are all about grippers, dude, I wish you were all here right now. I'm going to make a gripper collection video with all the grippers. I'll break them down by strength and then by manufacturer, pros and cons of each brand. Yes, every brand has pros. And I think there's one brand that doesn't have any cons, but most of them do. Because I just like talking shop. And if you guys were here, I'd please, please, please let you try all these grippers. Nothing's more exciting than seeing people shut them. The grippers are super dirty because we trained the crap out of me. My brother's a bodybuilder. He's getting into bodybuilding. He's making crazy gains. A lot of people are starting to excuse him of using performance, but where he was 2 years ago kind of chubby, and he does some diet, he talks about his diet all the time and how he's achieving what he is. It's doable if you totally reinvent yourself. That's not the point. The point is he was on here. See that? So we're using water. We're attacking the chalk. You should be cleaning your grippers, by the way. So no matter how good the knurling is, that's what chalk looks like when it gets wet. Sloth, yes! Dude, Sloth, man, thanks. I know you're short on time, it sounds like, and you came to say hi. Appreciate it. It's 48 degrees in the basement. I will not heat my basement. I'd rather it turns to an ice cube. It's a large basement that was done in a remodel, and I'm just not heating it. I still train down there sometimes, but I've done a couple videos next to my fire as well, because that's fun. Thanks, buddy. Hope you're having a good night. The other thing, hang on, So you see what I'm saying though, right? So when your grippers, when they start to get buried with chalk, and that happens to all of them, you'll notice a couple things. You're gonna notice that when you're setting your hand gripper, it's not staying where you set it. I'm trying to say any bad words, the darn thing is sliding all over the place, and it will do that. So these GHPs, they have sharp knurling. It's not quite as sharp. It's not quite as sharp as, sorry, I knocked over my water into my awesome holiday sock. Dang it. Now I have a wet holiday sock. I was going to say the GHPs have really sharp knurling. Not quite as sharp as standards by Canon PowerWorks, but still pretty good. The problem is, this gripper is a great example of it. This is a great example of it. It's an Iron Mind. It's a number 3. It's rated 147, which is slightly easier than the average hand gripper, the average number 3. But the knurling is super soft. And because I've used it a fair amount, the chalk is just pushed in. It's just caked in there. And when you go to set the gripper, you go like this. Cannot abide by a wet sock. Well, luckily, my main floor with the newborn and the daughter and everybody, we keep the main floor at about 70. Dude, come hang sometime. The basement's the real deal in the winter. When it gets all this chalk in here, though, even if you chalk the crap out of your hand, if the knurling is caked, this is what caked knurling looks like, right? And you use your thumb, no matter how strong your set thumb is, right, your set thumb, it's just going to slide back no matter what you do, and you'll never be able to give it, look at that horrible leverage. I don't know anybody that could close. So this is, if you look, so look at this. No two grippers are the same. Look at, so start off camera. I think we agree those two handles are now lined up. I think we all agree. Look what happens. Ta-da, look at how much wider this number 3 is. That might not look a lot, but K-Ban Sarah, some of the other guys on here, Karith, the bros we were talking to, they all know that's like these aren't the same. They're almost not both hand grippers. The other thing you can pay attention to that affects the difficulty, I'm going to look for a great example. This one's an okay one. You see the distance there between that spring and that handle? We call that the mount. The higher the mount, the closer the handle to this, the more difficult. You have less leverage. We always, in grip sport, we want to get our pinky. Jed Johnson's awesome. He talks about this all the time. Halfway on that gripper. I go a little less than half. That's why if you ever pay attention, I chalk the heck out of this part of my finger. Yes! Dude, he just answered us. He just answered us. That's insane. So our guy here, he's with us all the time, and he's super knowledgeable at grip as well. He's from Canada. I love Canada. I went from 1 rep on the number 1, right hand, to 2 reps credit card set. My biggest game is my left hand, 1 rep on the train. Yeah, so he's doing exactly what he should be, man. He's putting in the work and grinding. Dude, that's great. Always let me know. I find it absolutely fascinating. So what we try to do is we try to get our hand as far away from the spring as possible. The farther away from the spring, the better leverage. So now with my pinky hanging off, that's pretty good. Now, if this handle is mounted a lot higher, that's the same as me having my hand, because it's really not relation to the handle, it's relation to the spring. I can still close it, it's much harder, and watch this. Still a stupid easy gripper. I can still close it. It is not nearly as easy. The closer the hand gets to the fulcrum point, heck that, F with that, it's way harder. My poor right hand, I did grippers yesterday, and I'm basically doing some grippers again. We got a couple more of these guys to clean up. I might have to grab some more. Oh, yes. I have excess water in my Thor cup. Every Sunday, I get 3 pizzas, either from Domino's or Papa John's, and I smash them. And I have some leftover water, so let me get a swig. Holy crap, that was cold. And I now refill this. We've got water. I'll clean a couple more grippers. Oh, I think the people that knew before are gone, so I'll just toss this out again. I've got 2 riddles up there tonight, and I'm just curious. One of them is kind of easy, I think. It says, what goes up but never down? If you know the answer, throw it in the comments. The other one says, and I think this is harder, but the people in the first 5 minutes of the chat lit this up. It says advance. It gets wetter the more it dries. Do people know what that is? I'm going to take a second, and I'm going to clean this filed gripper. I don't know that everybody has seen a filed gripper. The handle used to be like this handle. We shaved some off. The reason why we do that is that in order to make those handles touch, if you remove some of the metal, well, they certainly have to squeeze harder, don't they? You need a tighter fist in order to touch the handles. The advantage of, and we call that kind of overcrush. The advantage of doing an overcrush like that, you see what I mean? Do you see how the chalk comes right out? Let's hit it again. The advantage of doing an overcrush is your hand starts to think that to close the gripper, it needs to be here, for example. Probably only needs to be here, but your hand thinks here, your central nervous system. So when you start going back to normal size handle, you accelerate, because you're expecting a deep close. Expect that deep close, and where it should still be getting harder on a filed gripper, all of a sudden it's thud. And you're like, what the hell? I still have, oh my God, it's closed. I'm not using a filed gripper. The filed gripper teaches your hand to shut deeper, shut harder, shut in the more closed fist position. It's really good. It's more of an advanced training technique, but there's some, so I don't think John's still on the chat. He was on here earlier, and we decided he probably has the best crushing grip. When we work with grippers, it's working your crushing grip. And when people say, what is a crushing grip? I think the easiest way to remember that, and not everybody can relate exactly to what I'll say, but think of your jerk uncle, your overzealous grandpa, who when you were younger would shake your hand the 4 times a year you saw him, Easter, Christmas, whatever other day's birthday, and he'd like, put it here. He would take your hand and he'd crush your hand, the crushing grip. The difference is, now you can even the score if you're training hand grippers and you hit puberty. So think of it like that. You're crushing. It's like the big handshake that you never wanted those guys to give you. You know you didn't need it. You knew they were 30 years older. And if you're me, and I'll use better words because I didn't get along with everybody in my family. It's like, all right, there's going to be a day you're going to regret even a simple handshake. Hand grippers or not, I'm going to find a way to get a strong fist. One thing I like about grip training, dude, so here's a problem I have. You can't see it on the chat, but I can, you know what? I actually probably could demonstrate this to you. Let me, hang on. This might work. So this is a nylon toothbrush, obviously, right? That's supposedly knurling. I'm pushing pretty hard, and you can hardly hear anything. The knurling on this number 1, which has been filed. Oh, here's something that's useful. Matt Cannon taught me this, Cannon Powerworks. I pick his brain all the time. We hang out sometimes. He's trained here. He's got a good grip. I'll say this. If this gripper took 100 pounds of pressure to touch the handles before it was filed, filing a gripper adds about 7%. Did you hear that? If this was a normal gripper, unfiled, and I had to touch these together and it was 100 pounds in this supposed example, if you turn it over to Cannon Powerworks and they file it, they're going to send it back not with the same 100 tag, they're going to send it back with one that says 107 because filing a gripper makes it 7% harder. So we said, listen to this, you hear basically nothing, but look at me, look at a gripper with great knurling. Great knurling, naked gripper. I prefer, even though it's painful, even though we tore that off earlier in the stream, the calluses are building up, I'd always prefer using a gripper with sharp knurling. I'm here to test my grip. I'm not here to test my ability to hope that something doesn't slip in my hand when I squeeze hard. Does anybody know the answer to those 2 riddles? What goes up? Never down. And a hard one, I think it's hard, advanced. It gets wetter the more it dries. Just curious if people can figure that out. I know how, I can't abide, right? Okay, nice. I know how streams work, so you get some people that pop in and pop out. There was this guy, Bluebird Robin, I think was his name. He was on here earlier. there's no way he could have cheated. I mean, he could have looked those up. I don't believe he did. But then people were just live, just spitting out different riddles. This freaking guy, he knew everything everybody said. Every riddle was like, oh, it's this, it's this, it's this. So I was impressed. I'll have better riddles on the next one. I always try to pick two. One that's doable. Maybe not everyone will get it, but most. Then I like to get some that hopefully nobody gets. So I can do like the big I gotcha moment. I gotcha moments are probably pretty fun. I wouldn't know. I didn't get to do any this night. We're cleaning this nasty number 3. Got it from a guy in Russia. I had to make a big trade to get this. It was a 3-deal trade. Would you do this trade? I got a filed gripper coming in at 114. I got this extremely rare. Age and water. Yeah, age is right. Water's not necessarily right, Deesville. Think again. Age you crushed, 100%. So I traded. Here's what I got in the trade. I got an extremely rare strength number 3, 131, single stamp. Impossible to find this. I got a Warren Tedding Beef Builder Advanced. But it was before knurling. It's steel handled. I'll show it to you guys on the next stream if you want. Then I got a filed gripper coming at 114. Now this is what I had to give up. I gave up a Tedding. Oh, you know what else I got from him in this trade? I got a very rare GHP second generation number 1. A true hard one to get a hold of. Now, I had to give up a lot. 3 Tedding grippers. I gave him a rare Supermaster, a really rare one with a super rare rating. But that's business, right? And I know that I actually have 2 of those because I have so many grippers. I gave him a Grandmaster with an average rating, but although an average rating, it was in perfect mint condition, which is extremely hard to find a gripper of that age and that condition. And then I had to give him, I can't believe I'm blanking on it, a really rare Tedding. You guys know what the world class is, right? It's a hand gripper that usually rates around 275. This was one that rates significantly harder than that. Actually just has 2 springs. See what has 2 coils? Most have 3. It's embarrassing. I consider myself very knowledgeable on grippers because I am, and I can't remember the name of that. But that's the trade that I gave him. I stand by that. See what we're doing here? If you guys have other grip training questions on grippers, I'll knock those out. I love questions. I put my guy, I don't think Josh is on here tonight. He's on here most nights. He's on week 5 of my 7-week program. This program was given to me a coach a long time ago to bring up my power cleans, front squats, things I did during football. I've modified it ever so slightly for hand grippers. I've used it twice successfully, and now Josh is testing it out for us. If he gets good results, I'm going to post it in the community notes on my page so people can just jump in and use it if they want. I love turning all that crappy chalk. Chalk that hasn't been used is awesome. Used up chalk on a light gripper is crappy chalk. I like getting crappy chalk out of here. Now what you should do, what you must do if you're cleaning your grippers and you're getting those bubbles, continue to get them all the way off. Do what I do. Grab a towel. The last thing you want, and I mean this, you don't want your gripper that you're cleaning. If you think it's hard to get chalk out normally, if you get chalk wet and just leave that bubble, let it all pop, and leave it overnight, that chalk is really going to be stuck in there for a long time after that. And that's just a fact. I can give a hint on that bottom one. If people are stuck on that bottom riddle, it gets wetter the more it dries. I can give a hint. If you'd rather just think about it, because you think you're close, there's nothing wrong with that. That was awesome. Our guy from Canada's actually training his grippers during the live stream. Oh, Finlay. Yes! A challenge question. Yes, yes, yes. This is fantastic. All right. I'll read this out loud. Sometimes on streams, people just listen to it. I mean, that's what I do on streams sometimes. I don't actually see the screen. So here's what we got asked. What comes as much as it goes? Jesus, what comes as much as it goes? Okay. I don't think any of these are the answer. I'm just doing word vomit to get my mind thinking, and if it shakes something loose for somebody else, that's what we consider a bonus, right? So what comes as much as it goes? Maybe it's age, maybe it's the wind, time. Time comes and goes. The seasons, the weather, Mother Nature, Father Time. This doesn't feel like there's a religious slant on it. Can anybody help me out? God, what happened? Earlier we had some people, it must have been like Mensa students. They were crushing every riddle I could think of. Finlay, do you have a clue you can drop us? I don't think any of us are even close. Oh, and I'll never Google anything, by the way. So if we don't guess it, which is fine, and he doesn't tell us, I will never know what this is because I refuse to look up answers to jokes and riddles. It's annoying because there's still one or two I'd really like to know the answer to. This is an interesting gripper. This is an Iron Mine number 3, Captain's a Crush. It's been used a lot. They call it booked and baked and caked in chalk. We're going to clean it up real good right now. The suspense is actually killing me. You know, I don't think he did this, but you know, it would just be like the ultimate middle finger to someone like me who doesn't use Google to look up answers. If this guy just pops in, and I don't think he did, number 22, if he pops in, hits us with a riddle that clearly we can't get, and just took off, never to be heard from again. At the risk of not getting it, I'll give up. What is it? What comes and goes comes as much as it goes. The tide. Oh, great, fantastic. It occurs countless times. It is a function. This is very good. Thank God for the clue. I thought maybe he had left. Deesville, are you still here? Do you have a clue? You know who we need? We need Elliot. We need Beacon on here. He thinks with both halves of his brain, left and right. I don't necessarily do that. But let's think. Yeah, no clue. Yeah, no, I have no clue either. He's really got to go. Let me think. It occurs countless times. A shooting star, a comet, the tides. I think I already said that. The rising, the setting of the sun, inhalation and exhalation of oxygen. A pulse, a heart rate, heart murmur, rising and falling of your chest. God dang it. Somebody here knows something, right? Thank you. Yes, you're right. I am not good at riddles. They are absolutely fascinating. I am most fascinated by things I'm the worst at. But I got lucky. Look at breathe. So if you guess an absurd amount, that was the blind squirrel gets a nut. Thanks, man. I appreciate you tossing out a candid like that. A good riddle. Thanks, brother. Very cool. I hope to see you around. If anybody has one more, I've got time for one more. I have a couple I'm saving for tomorrow's stream. Biceps and curls. Biceps and curls. The riddle will be fantastic to pass the time. Finlay, where are you from out of curiosity? I'm St. Paul, Minnesota. Our guy, Kay, he's up in Canada. Multiple people from Africa on the stream tonight. We don't always get that. It's appreciated. Oh, hang on. You're from Scotland? Wait. You were on here before, right? You're Northern Scotland, I think. I mean, obviously, someone else could have been here from Scotland. I think that might have been you, though. And you're good at riddles. I didn't know that. Here we go. This is a very mundane number 3. It's not so wide as to be extra wide. It's not so easy so that you consider it like a super easy one. It's not so vintage, although an early model of the initials on the bottom. It's just a regular hand gripper, and there's nothing wrong with that. No, it came up randomly at 4 a.m.-ish, but I'm very... All right. Well, hopefully we got a new follower here, man. That's super awesome. Never been to Scotland. Always wanted to go. Been kind of Northern England. The goal, so my wife's Dominican. She's not done so much traveling. But now that we're here, we couldn't travel much last year. She wasn't feeling well. She was pregnant. But now that she's feeling better and the baby's good, we actually want to try to get there. Italy's on the list. And I was telling that we should get up to the Scotland area because I've never been there. I wonder if people from Europe get sick of people saying they want to visit Spain, Germany in the winter, Italy, because all the other countries are probably pretty awesome too. They just maybe don't get the visitor love. So here's what we're going to do for people that are just catching the end of the stream, or if you're watching it on replay, we're finishing our last gripper, but I'm going to give the answers to these 2 riddles. Be ready for more riddles in the future. That's what I say. Riddles are fun. Finishing up this last gripper. We want to get them nice and shiny. The next time we see these grippers being squeezed is Saturday. On Saturdays, around 2 o'clock, maybe 3 o'clock, so we do gripper training. What we're doing now, in case you weren't here yesterday, we do 100 reps. We have to get 100 reps on the left and on the right. We're not allowed to use a gripper that we get more than 10 reps on. So let's say this is a made-up number. Let's say I used, actually this could be a real scenario, for some people anyways. Let's say I use this gripper. That 53 means it takes 53 pounds of pressure to close. Does that make sense? People track that. Touching the handles is how you close a gripper. So let's say I put it in here. And it's set one of my grippers, and I just go, bang, bang, bang. I'll do more full reps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. In fact, when I do reps, I pass a block of metal. It's literally a cube of metal through to make sure I'm always opening a certain width. But if I can get 10 or more reps, that's not the rep range I want to be in. Those count towards my 100 rep total, but I'll go with the next gripper. Maybe it comes in at 58. Maybe it's 57. Same thing. If I can get more than 20, wow, that'd be great. If I get more than 10, I got to go into the harder one. Eventually want to get to a range where I'm getting somewhere between 6 and 9, 5 and 8, 6 or 7 reps. That's the good working number for where we are on the channel, week 2 of this. So those are the riddles. I'll read the first one, give you an answer. The easy one tonight. What goes up, never down? Deesville got it. A couple other folks got it. Age. Your age always goes up. Even in the big dirt nap, it's not really going down. It's just no longer going up. The one I thought was hard. Oh, yeah. So, you got it before I said it. Very nice. The one I thought was hard, except not everybody did. It gets wetter the more it... Jesus. Yeah. How did you know those? Finlay, do me a favor. Sub the channel. Hop on and do more of these things. If you're already with us, fantastic. You're smart. We need to bring up... I'm bringing down the IQ on the channel. We need more people here like you. We'll get some harder ones tomorrow. We'll keep the easy one easy. We'll make the harder one hard. My goal is that most people get a taste and can crush the top one, but that most people strike out and fail on the bottom one, right? Isn't that healthy? Some failures, some not. But gang, seeing the regulars like Kay from Canada in here and Sloth, some of the others, it's always nice seeing the friendly faces. A lot of new people tonight. I just appreciate it. I hope you guys learned something. I always want to talk grippers and training and riddles. Take care now. Thank you so much.